choose the experimental parameters and let's see how it fares in the field.
Okay, there's my pet ant, the pet ant mod, and I highly recommend you get pet ant because he'll run with your followers, so you can basically have 2 followers, and you need all the help you can get. I tell you, you're gonna need all the help you can get. Still just running a little test here. I'm trying to find some aliens, make sure they're working. I mean, I think I found some, but they just instantly kill me, so I can't really tell. And my frame rate's suffering really bad because I just have so many bases on this build plus mods, but when you start a fresh game, the frame rate gets way better. It's really because I just have too many like oversized settlements. You know, on vanilla you really don't have anything to do, so you just make another settlement for the fuck of it. Well, when you do this load, you're no longer making settlements for the fuck of it. You just don't have the resources or time to. You're not doing things just out of novelty. You're doing things. So basically, if you start a new game on this load that I told you about, one settlement is all you really. That's the only thing you can really maintain realistically at first, because it's such a necessity, and you just can't go and, you know, steamroll build your settlement. It just to do simplest things like build a bed sometimes can be an endeavor when you're first starting out. It can be like a 2 or 3 hour endeavor to build a simple bed, like if you're first starting a new character on this. Because like I said, I have the NPC loot nerfed. I have loot nerfed in crates. Super brutal health, low health. Like I said, simply if you don't like the zombie horde invasion, you can switch to alien invasion just by loading Battle Apocalypse. So basically, what you just saw there is, in effect, was yeah. If I don't get that headshot on the zombie, then that's nerd rage in effect right there. One of my favorite perks. Frame rate's really bad. Just like I said, I have too many settlements on this save and plus mods running, so yeah, frame rate's really taxed. So when I do when I do start my final game after testing my new save, then I'll only have like 1 settlement probably, and the frame rate would be way better. So what you saw right there was that zombie walker in effect. You don't do much damage to their bodies, but if you get 1 headshot, I'm gonna go down. That zombie walker changes the walkers, and they're slower, but they have tankier torso, but just like a Walking Dead zombie basically. You just hit them in the head. If you don't get that headshot, they just keep coming. I mean, eventually you will whittle away their health realistically. Like on Walking Dead, if you kept shooting a zombie in the chest, his chest would just fall apart or whatever. But it'd take a lot of shots, you know. My health was like 250, and I wanted the low health of like 100, because Yeah, some gamers out there actually mod their games or quote unquote admin commander cheat. No, they're not cheating. They're actually trying to make the game harder for themselves. 'Cause just the easy stuff of just, you know, come here and get your cookie just gets so fucking old. Oh my god, dude. What you saw right there was dismemberment working. I did not get the kill, but he went down and I'm just getting the fuck out of there. Those are the tribals. Those are the tribals. And that's my robot. Those are the tribals. That's my other robot. Oh man, dude. Oh god, I can't wait to start a new game on this. Because instead of just building a robot because you have nothing to do with your stuff, you have nothing else to do spin your stuff on, you like have to go on a quest to find and try to build a robot, dude, and it's not going to be good at first because there's not going to be much to build with. You're going to have to slowly progress to your robot. Oh man, this is beautiful. Shit, I overloaded myself. Tribal berserkers got brain fungus and mole rat meat. That makes sense. See, those tribals don't got anything worth a fuck on them. See, there's just war going on everywhere. There's a war. It's just, you look out in the distance, if you load this load I'm giving you, and you look out in the distance, instead of just seeing nothing, it's that more stuff to get. There's just little pockets of fights going on, dude. People trying to fight off the zombies. It's fucking amazing, man. This is how Fallout originally should have been, but Bethesda, being the fucking AAA bitch they are, don't have the balls to make a hard game. They're just like, nah, if we make the game too hard, no one will buy it. Which is true, because gamers are fucking queers these days. But thank God for these modders, dude. Thank God for these modders. Pretty sure Zeta Killing Grounds is working. I think this is Zeta Killing Grounds right here. I'm about to soon find out. Usually they just instantly like fry you. I'm pretty sure they're Zetans. So we got robots, Zetans, zombies. I made it away from them. Yep, that has to be them, dude. I hear that like zip too. I just want to get a look at them. I just want to get a look at them to make sure my mods are working. Energy shots, it was fucking amazing. It's an alien, it's an alien. Oh my god, dude. Dude, see, the aliens are using the fucking ghouls as the story can go, that the aliens are here to get, they're here interested in the ghouls is what they're interested in, as in soldiers for take over other planets and shit. Because they couldn't do it well with humans because we were conscious or whatever, but these ghouls aren't really conscious, so the aliens can they're here to study and make more ghouls is the story here. I mean, this is just creating a sick story, way better than trying to find my son while snowplowing my DPS and my health points and gathering an ungodly amount of junk. I mean, this is such a better story. Such a, like, so immersive, so immersive. I mean, you're fighting aliens, zombies, and robots at the same time. The aliens basically saw the nuclear war go off and were like, what the fuck, and came here, and like now they're here. They're not trying to hide from humans anymore. For all they care, all humans must die probably for them. See, by not using vats, go down with one headshot just like Walking Dead. Without using vats, let's say, okay, I have to go on a journey and I'm low level and shit without this robot yet. I have to come up here like this. Instead of just cycling vats all over the place. If I wanted to go, like, say over there, I have to come here and I have to scope it. And see, now I know, I'm like, oh, there's enemies right there. So, like I was saying, right? Let's say I have to go out on a journey to find some oil or something. Instead of using vats, I have to come here like this. And I have to scope it out manually. That looked like a settler that just went down. See, in Sanctuary, it's fucking surrounded by zombies. They're just fucking with that provisioner. I guess the provisioner doesn't die. That's okay though. Saves me a lot of heartache. This fucker just lost an arm right there. Getting blasted with cryo. Fucking beautiful is what it is. I mean, there's so much going on in the world now. You can just watch the war instead of take part in it, and both jump in it and just watch wars break out. Oh, yes. Fuck yeah. They are just... This guy right here is scared as fuck. That's because of, he's doing this because of, what's it called? Immersion gameplay. It changes the AI of the NPCs, and some settlers would just cower in fear. Beantown seems to be working. I don't got vats, which is good, Mama Murphy. Nice, I'm learning how to fight these guys. If my health was working the way it's supposed to, I'd have been dead from those explosions. This is the battle for Sanctuary. This is, you know, walkers just keep showing up. So we're gonna go back to Concord, just check one more thing out here. Fuck, it's a before, so. Shot his leg off. I'm just beating the fuck out of him, dude. He's missing a leg. They're just beating the shit out of him. Yeah, so this is the improved the gore and dismemberment mod going on. What you saw there, he survived that he survived that. It allows him to survive dismemberment. Okay, so everything's working great. My vats is still disabled, which is important to me. Skinny Raider. He has 2 stim packs on him. That's okay, I guess. But yeah, he's supposed to have just like Raider stuff on him. Oh well, if the loot nerf doesn't work perfectly, you can get over it, I guess. Back to Red Rocket here. I played Fallout so many times. But thing is, I never learned the terrain. I had zero knowledge of the terrain, and already within 2 days, I know the terrain better than I have in 2 years. Playing without vats or fast travel and stuff, it causes you to learn the terrain. The terrain means something to you. It's not just something to be skipped or whatever. Pretty fucking disappointing. Oh well, we can say fuck it for now. Figure out that mod later. Check it off as working at least. It's not bugged. Bodies laying everywhere. That was Ghouls of the Commonwealth. So you come into Concord here, and it's just totally fucking infested with ferals. It's like Walking Dead. It's like going into like Atlanta or something. Not that bad. It's like going into like, I don't know, one of the towns they go into. But there's just fucking ferals everywhere. I'm on my vanilla build here, testing everything. I'm gonna start a new game, but yeah, it's almost like now it's extremely necessary to build a robot in order to progress in the game, because this is ridiculous. And even he's having trouble keeping up. I've also, as you can see, he's missing all his limbs from those explosions. After I loaded immersive gameplay, I also loaded what's called improved or dismemberment and gore, which I have some other mods, and I'm testing out this load right now. It became such a long load that things were happening that I didn't exactly want them to. I don't want vats. This is making it even that much more hardcore. I don't want any vats. And I gotta check. See, I keep loading in new slowly. I had to erase the whole list. Now I'm reloading each, like 2 or 3 at a time. So if I do get a bug, I just remove. I only have 3 new mods to deal with, not a whole list of where I get lost, you know, on the load order. So by doing 2 or 3 at a time, it works out pretty good. So far everything's testing out. Go ahead. Let's go ahead and take a look at my mods. Just I'll show you what's going on right now. This just makes the game so fun. I mean, if you're a gamer that likes challenge, an older gamer or whatever, and you want to get thrown back, and this is a total throwback to 1 and 2, like how it used to be so creepy and so scary to play. Like, you had to creep your way through 1 and 2. You couldn't just snowplow. Because 1 and 2 had the same combat and turn-based, but it was like so random and sporadic. You could just die from 1 headshot. You didn't like slowly build up tanking. Like Bethesda, yeah. If Bethesda ever makes a Fallout online game, it'll be absolutely fucking shit. Because look at Skyrim. I mean, Skyrim does the same thing I'm complaining about vanilla Fallout. It just tears up health points and damage at like kind of like predictable rate, like you're climbing a ladder, kind of. And yeah, everyone that understands why we play immersion mod like this and why we prefer one-hit explosion kills and stuff, it just makes, I don't know, I mean, it becomes like more like Ark is what it becomes, like more just you're rewarded for surviving this, and it's brutal. It's fucking brutal. Okay, so we have the hills are alive with the sound of raiders. We're just adding some more raiders is all we did. Tribes of Commonwealth, we're adding a new faction, which you saw, he's that guy with a bored and painted face. So that checks out as working. Right now we also have Ghouls of Commonwealth. Simple camping Ghouls of Commonwealth is what's adding 1100 extra ferals to the world, making it like Walking Dead. So you go over a hill or you come around a corner and you'll literally see these tribes and raiders and other factions struggling. In the distance you'll see them struggling to maintain, like, you basically see NPCs getting run over by zombie hordes and trying to fight them off. It's just, oh god, it creates like a war zone basically on the whole map. It's just a war zone going on. Simple camping, that's so I can play on survival mode, which even makes it more of a survival game with hunger, thirst, sickness, and sleep. All becomes relevant, and you can't just push the start button and save. You have to do it at a sleeping place. So this adds a sleeping bag, so you can drop a sleeping bag, and you have to craft them or whatever. And when you're first starting out on this load, it's like just crafting a simple sleeping bag's an endeavor. So this allows you to save in survival mode. Okay, we got zombie walkers, because okay, if you really want to bring your, like, if you really want to man up, take zombie walkers off. Because basically zombie walkers is nerfing the 1100 extra, and plus the ones that already exist. So who knows how many, you know, 2000 fucking zombies out there. So if you really want to, if this gets too easy for you, just disable the zombie walkers. And because this is holding back the walkers a little bit. This is reining in the leash just a little bit on them, and it's making them like Walking Dead style. It slows them down a little bit. And fortunately, it's not disabling their lunge like it says it would, but it's slowing them down at least. So you stand a little bit better chance against the horde, and it becomes like the Walking Dead. They just kind of like they're slow and shit. So yeah, I recommend you do this if you're going to do Ghouls of Commonwealth on immersion gameplay survival, because if you really want to challenge, just disable this. Okay, so we're moving on now. Okay, we got NPC loot drop rebalance. This gives some flavor to the NPC loot drops, like raiders carry trash, gunners carry ammo, etc. Pretty cool, and you know, just makes it more, makes sense, more roleplay to it and stuff. Yeah, and see, like military bags and or stim packs are very rare. Okay, so like the one thing that kills vanilla kills for me is everything's in my face. Stim packs, screws, ammo, everything I need is in my face, and I just get sick of looking at it all. This makes you actually appreciate loot. Same thing with survival loot. I'm going ahead and looting the loot in the world even more. They're removing a lot of it from the, you know, little boxes and stuff. Okay, pet ants. This is another one you can disable if you feel this is too easy for you, which it's probably not too easy for you. So I really suggest you get a pet ant. He just, I don't know, from what I've seen, he just shows up kind of and hangs out until he dies, and then a while later he comes back. And you need every fucking little bit of help you can get. I'm telling you, you need every help you can get on this mode. It is essential that you get a robotic station going and get a fucking robotic helper going. I mean, in order probably to clear out some of the areas. We're not even done yet. Well, I mean, you know, Ghouls of CW and the tribals, we haven't even got. Okay, so we go to the next one. Zeta Killing Grounds. My god. If you come across these guys, you better hope you're in sneak mode, because like he says down here, he says, and they are deadly. So yeah, and they're deadly accurate. Even I've gone and even nerfed the NPC accuracy, and these guys are still like 99%, 95% accurate. I did manage to have a shootout with 3 of them in one, but that was after reloading like 8 times. So, and the thing is, they don't seem to be an invasion so far. I've just found pockets of them, kind of at 3 at a time, kind of hanging out. So, the thing is if you don't want to do a zombie invasion, you can do an alien invasion. But the thing is, these two conflict. You can't run these both. They don't work very well together, unfortunately. Fortunately, you can't have both an invasion of aliens and an invasion of ghouls at the same time. But by adding ZKG, you're adding pockets of aliens that are very fucking scary. But the thing is if you manage to kill these guys, you get a huge reward in a modded land that is lacking loot, and it's lacking powerful weapons and stuff. It's lacking, everything's rare. So if you manage to kill aliens, then, and it's not going to be easy, I'll tell you, because usually the only sign you know of an alien is you go to the death screen and you see some energy coming at you. That's the only sign you get of an alien nearby, unless you can creep on them. Super sick though. But I mean role-playing and lore-wise, they're fucking aliens, bro. They made it here from across the galaxy. They're gonna have some weapons, and they're gonna have some soldiers. So this makes a lot of sense. Plus the aliens in the new story you're creating here are probably, you know, responsible in some way for the zombie horde. Okay, so next we got exotic enemies. We're adding even new gangs, which is cool. Hopefully this checks out. Did I even have that on my list? Yeah, okay. And finally we get to immersive gameplay here. This is the root. This is the core mod that you want to run. This alone is fun as fuck without all the shit I put on it, but I think all the shit I've added makes it even sicker. Okay, so with immersive gameplay, you have you have vats, and for me, I had way too many vats. Like, but I kind of understand what it's doing though. But then I loaded in nightmare creatures, which totally disables vats. So this is just totally removing vats. So the thing is, when you remove vats, is what you're doing is you can no longer just go over a hill and spam R1 or whatever to cycle vats and check out where all the targets are. You have to creep up that hill with a scope, and you have to look over that hill over the next like 100 yards to see if it's safe to move there, and you better check it good. And then suddenly you're making the advanced in scopes, the ones that are like take science to build, those suddenly become a value instead of just a novelty. Like you actually need a tracking a scope that tracks targets now, because you need that help. You need a tracker. Finally, we come to realistic organ dismemberment. Like I said, it blows their legs off and they can survive. And then at the very last, we have NPC accuracy adjustment. And if you can look here real quick, all the accuracies have been nerfed of various. So instead of all humanoid NPCs having what 90%, 80% accuracy or whatever, like your raiders have the lowest accuracy and your elite robot has the highest. So it makes a lot. It's really immersive. So yeah, that's basically what I'm doing. I slowly add more. I'll probably add snipers of the Commonwealth to this. That'll probably work out. So far it looks good.